Melissa by Alex Gino. Kelly took a deep breath. And I'm sorry I ignored you last week. And you know what? If you think you're a girl, George braced herself for Kelly's next words. Then I think you're a girl too. Kelly leaped onto her friend and gave her a hug so big they both nearly toppled over. The open-mouthed surprise and joy on George's face only made Kelly smile harder. Banned, challenged, restricted, and hidden to avoid controversy for featuring an LGBTQIA character and a transgender character, because schools and libraries should not put books in a child's hand that require discussion. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Elliott, I recently read with interest your call to remove 282 books from your local school library. In it, you claim to have reviewed, yourself, all of these materials and deemed them unfit for K-12 usage. Quite a range there. I was a bit surprised to see my novel on your list for removal from the library. You claim that my book contains one or more of the following. Marxism, incest, sexually explicit material in written form or visual pictures, pornography, CRT, immoral activities, rebellious against parents, and the material contradicts the ISD student handbook. As I read through your screeds, it seems that this is how you describe each of those books. It's as if you copied and pasted that complaint 282 times. I want to say up front that I believe that your intent here is to protect your children. I echo your concern. I also want safety for children. It's one of the main reasons I write books for young adults. In January of 2023, my heart dropped as I learned that my high school was joining the ever-growing movement of banning books from schools and libraries. As I read through the January 24th, 2023 news article from TMJ4, I saw as staff members and school board members that I had respected throughout high school justify banning books with LGBTQ+ protagonists in an act that an opposing school board member described as nothing short of discrimination. Books with LGBTQ characters are essential in making these children feel like they are not alone, and as these books are harder and harder to gain access to, the mental health and safety of these children is at higher risk than it already is. Through the prose, an open letter to those who wish to ban my books from schools and libraries by Bill Kosenberg, the poem Words Are Birds by Francisco X. Alcron, articles from the American Library Association, Associated Press, and NPR, and the text from several banned books, a program. Because all children deserve to have access to books written for them. Prince and Knight by Daniel Hawk. The prince met many ladies and he made them all swoon, but it was soon clear that he was singing a different tune. "Thank you," he told his parents. "I appreciate that you tried, but I'm looking for something different and a partner by my side." Banned and challenged for featuring a gay marriage and being a deliberate attempt to indoctrinate young children with the potential to cause confusion. Some words are messengers. For them, there are no borders, only stars, moon, and sky. Some words die. Caged. A Texas state lawmaker is asking schools statewide whether they currently hold any of around 850 books on a list he has compiled, saying that he is targeting materials that might make students feel discomfort, guilt, anguish, or any other form of psychological distress because of their race or sex. This inquiry is a disturbing and political overreach into the classroom. This is an obvious attack on diversity and an attempt to score political points at the expense of our children's education. I'd like you all to take out your journals and spend a few minutes reacting to this chapter. You may take a moment to reflect, but then get those pencils moving. I'd like you to dig deep and use some feeling words. I felt so isolated and alone and misunderstood as a teen. I so wished that there was a person going through what I was going through. See, I was gay, but I knew that I was gay because of my thoughts, not because of some book or TV show, because there were none of those things back when I was in school. Drama by Raina Telgemeier. I've known Greg since the 2nd grade. He's always been thick-headed, even if he is cute. Wait, when you say he's cute, do you mean like I like boys? Yeah. Oh. Huh. Is that okay? Is it cool that I told you? Yeah, it's cool. I guess I never really knew if someone I knew was actually, gay? You can say it. I don't mind. This Stonewall Award-winning 2012 graphic novel from an acclaimed cartoonist was challenged and banned for featuring LGBTQ characters that could be considered confusing. According to a 2021 study by the Trevor Project, 42% of LGBTQ youth considered suicide last year. LGBTQ youth are at risk precisely because of endeavors that aim to erase people like them from the library. The subtext of this is that your stories don't belong and you don't belong. Had I had a book like that on the shelf, I might have realized a lot sooner that I could love myself. I might have realized a lot sooner that it's okay to be different. Some words are familiar, like canaries. Other words are exotic, like the quetzal bird. Some words die. Caged. Genderqueer by Micah Kababe, banned and challenged for LGBTQIA content. Lawn Boy by Jonathan Evison, banned and challenged for LGBTQIA content. All Boys Are Blue by George M. Johnson, banned and challenged for LGBTQIA content. This Book is Gay by Juno Dawson, banned, challenged, relocated, and restricted for providing sexual education and LGBTQIA content. Beyond Magenta by Susan Cuckland, banned and challenged for LGBTQIA content. There are depressed kids everywhere. There are isolated, at-risk kids everywhere. There are LGBTQ kids everywhere. Getting rid of a book from the library won't change that. It will only make life that much harder and more isolated for those children. I'll end with a prayer for you because I know that you're religious. I pray that you and your family find prosperity and joy. But I hope that in your prayers tonight, you pray for at-risk kids who need those books. Because in many cases, their lives depend on it. I can say with total honesty that I want the best for you and your daughter, but what I wonder is whether you feel the same for kids who are gay, because like it or not, the truth is some kids are gay. Some kids are trans, and to make the world a safer and better place for them, we need representation of those people in books. Books with LGBTQ characters save lives. I know because of the hundreds of emails that I have received from kids telling me that my book saved their life.